Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. 12th of August 2020, Wednesday. We are 1 hour after the 40 minutes, okay, 40 minutes after the US cash open. Plenty of events within the last 12 hours. So without a further delay, let's have a look what we have. All right, let's start with the Nasdaq. So let's start with the US data. We got CPI well above the market expectation, 0.6 versus 0.3, and the core CPI 0.6 versus 0.2 expectations, right? Well, the initial reaction was to the downside, but then the bulls took over, and right now we are testing very important level, all right? And I might look for renew intraday shorts right here, right now, okay? Right here, right now. Let's switch lower. Let's get back to 1 minute. That's our first 5-minute trading range. All right, and we right now almost 1.5 to 1. So what I'm looking for, maybe some kind of the stop count, and I'm starting to build the short position in between here and 11,110. Very tiny exposure because of what market is doing, right? It's not well, to be honest with you, it's not doing well. That's the truth, right? We are not going to discover any kind of the America here. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the Nasdaq. The yesterday strong pullback been explained by higher PPI. So with the higher CPI, theoretically we should see some kind of the continuation. Now on the other hand, guys, if you remember, on the other hand, we are discussing that the market may want to try to buy that swing high, right? That's what is going on. Also, measure of the possible head and shoulders on the 30-minute chart, right? Which during the first attempt had been quickly cancelled, and yesterday we almost fulfilled the target. So that's the buyers, and of course the split when it comes to the Tesla shares. That's the name of the game. Tesla shares again. But anyway, based on what we have right here, right now, I'm looking for a selling opportunity, and I think the business to the downside has not been finished yet. That could be the case we discussed previously, closer to the 10,700, 10,650. That's what I'm looking for when it comes to the Nasdaq, right? Now, that's when it comes to the CPI and how it influenced the indices. Let's have a look how it influenced dollar crosses, right? And we are going to start with cable. Again, we are testing 1/32 time during the Tokyo session. Then we saw the bounce thanks to green UK GDP, right? Then we've seen pound weakness being renewed, and well, you know, I still think that pound bulls are a little bit out of the world, right? Looks like they are living in a virtual world still. Anyway, we also got the NISR GDP estimate minus 7.9. We will see how it's going to influence the cable. But as you can see, when it comes to the daily chart, there is a little bit of the over-under. It's what market is trying to hold in relation to this 130.2980, discussed it quite a few times. But there is a big but. The bounces are getting smaller. So we've seen failure yesterday when it comes to when it comes to upside break, right? Huge move to the downside, continuation during the Tokyo, bounce Europe, continuation right now, but trying to find the support as discussed a second ago, right? Now, cannot be ruled out, because what I'm waiting for right now, of course, we still have to consider the bigger range, which is still, in my opinion, very narrow, 129.80, 131.80, 32.20, all right? But there is a right now smaller as well. This 130, 129.80, and weekly open, so levels close to 30.50, and if it's megaphone being playing, so 30.80 could be the supply zone, and 30.80 is where I'm waiting to try to renew cable shorts. So 30.80, 31.20 stop, and that's what I'm looking when it comes to the cable. So we were discussing pound based on the UK GDP. So let's have a look what we have when it comes to the euro pound, right? It's also weak here, and if you are listening carefully, then congratulations if you are able to rejoin the party to the upside based on this huge pullback, right? The first target has been hit, 90.40, and looks like market wants to continue higher. So I do expect much higher levels, and I'm not gonna be surprised that the next target is gonna be one figure higher towards 91.40, right? It's based on the possible stops as well as break out of the consolidation. So if we are going to double that consolidation, that's gonna be the same what I'm talking about, 91.40 as the next target. How to join the party? Well, we have to wait for some kind of the pullback. If you are not in, then there is no reason to try to chase the price. As of now, unfortunately, I can see levels close to 90.10. All right, maybe a little bit higher, 90.25 as the first one and 90.10 as the second one. Bulls are doing well after the move back above 90. That's how it looks when it comes to the euro pound. We started to discuss euro, so it's also worth to mention euro industrial production 9.1, lower than what market was expecting at the 10.1. So when we are talking about the euro, so let's switch for a second to the euro dollar, right? Here, because of the options, retest of 118 again. I'm looking to fade. I'm waiting for London fix to see where we are going to be, right? How high can we go ahead of the London fix, and if we are going to hold under 1805 or 1810, I'm going to try to fade. But because during the Tokyo session we've seen intraday stop hunt, right? Would be good to see some kind of the stop hunt when it comes to the euro dollar, right? That's how I see the things. That's how I see the things here. So quite busy afternoon. Quite busy afternoon. Don't be trapped, guys. Market is, going up, going down, going up. I think it's worth to watch where we are when it comes to the US yields. Okay. The inflation is here, and no one was expecting that, to be honest with you, based on all those central bankers' comments. No, there are not gonna be inflation. They've been hit, and they have huge monster headache right now, in my opinion. All right. Let's check for a second where we are when it comes to the Nasdaq. Yeah, we have a problem here. So we took some stops, but still got the problem. Of course, the first target, just to be perfectly clear, first target is daily open, right? Levels close to 10,970. Congratulations if you were able to trade yesterday daily open, right? And the range we discussed also played out nicely. I'm not saying that I took the full move to the downside, but I've been closed when it comes to the intraday trading. I'm still fighting when it comes to the medium long term strategies, but the intraday well, I have to say, isn't that bad. So with that being said, looking to sell Nasdaq, looking to sell pound, overall looking to buy dollar, looking to buy euro pound. That's how I see the things going on this afternoon. If necessary, I'm going to make the update closer to the US cash close. Have a good one, don't be trapped, and see you around, guys.